Alright, hello everybody, it's Jonathan again. I went ahead and implemented Mode 7. It was a toss-up between Mode 7 or sprites, and I just decided I better implement Mode 7 now while I have it fresh in my head how the background pipeline, rendering pipeline works. So I went ahead and implemented that, and I'm really excited. It is so nice not to have black or some other solid color screens uh, for any Mode 7 backgrounds in games. It's nice to actually be able to see something now. Um, this was actually really easy for me, only because Mode 7, that is, because I had actually done affine transformation in hardware before, and I have a video that I posted a while back that you might have already seen. So I was really familiar with how affine transformation works and how the matrix multiply works and things to watch out for with the math and things like that. So because of that, this was really easy. Now, if I had not done that hardware demonstration before and implemented all the code for that, it would have taken me a lot longer. But this actually turned out to be really easy since I already done that. So this is a demo that actually Baz had put up on Super Famicom, I think .org, and this is just basically one of the maps from Super Mario Kart, and it's just a scaling demo basically. You can move it along the X and Y, and you can scale it. So it was really useful for testing. So definitely thank him for that. Made things a lot easier since I didn't have to make my own. um, let's see. The next one I wanted to show is actually also one of Baz's demos. It's a rotation demo. I'm only recording this at 25 FPS just to keep the file size down, so it might skip a little or not look as smooth, but it's not the FPGA, it's just the capture card. I also implemented a suspend feature on the emulator, so I can just send one command to the FPGA and it will actually suspend the emulation completely. Now, and then I can resume the execution again. But that'll be very, very useful for doing save state, which I do plan on implementing. But suspending is it's not it's not like a software emulator. You can't simply just stop execution, like you could in a software emulator, because FPGAs don't work like that. It has to do with basically kind of gating clocks, but I'm not gating clocks because you really don't want to do that in an FPGA. In general, that's a huge no-no to gate a clock, and it leads to all sort of timing analysis issues. So I'm doing it in a different way, but I mean, saying that you're just going to suspend emulation, I mean, logically it seems simple, but technically it's very challenging, because in hardware all of these things are running simultaneously on different clocks, and you need to make absolutely certain that you don't, that you keep all of the chips in sync, the APU, like the DSP, the SPC, or SMP, the CPU, the two PPUs. You need to keep all of those in sync, and then when you resume, you need to make sure that they all start up correctly, and that whatever was supposed to be clocked next is still clocked next, exactly when it should have been before it, as if you hadn't even suspended it in the first place. So it's challenging, but I've got it working flawlessly. I've exhaustively tested it, because it's so critical that it work right and not have any bugs, which is actually one of the reasons that it's been a while since I made a video, because I wanted the emulation suspend to be perfect. So start that back up again. Then let's see. All right, so done with Baz's demos. So let's go ahead and load up. I got a few I want to show here real quick. Let's see. Guess we'll do Star Wars. I figured out why that screen's not working. That screen has never worked. I'm thinking, why is that not working? It's actually because that entire screen, that LucasArts logo is all sprites. So it made me feel a lot better. I'm actually surprised at how many screen logos are actually entirely sprites. So this is all mode 7. The crawl is mode 7. There's a little line up at the top that shows up every once in a while. I don't know if you can see that if you pay attention to the very, very top scan line. It's just like maybe a couple scan lines down or something. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if it's normally windowed up there or what. Probably something like that. And then there was another thing I was going to say about this. So this is actually pretty interesting because I don't have any sprites, but I can play the first level pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and probably skip this pretty soon. It actually it does this crawl for kind of way too long in my opinion, because it becomes totally unreadable way before they ever go to the next screen. So it's kind of pointless to keep it on there. I'm just gonna hit start. So I'm not sure why that background is messed up like that. Clearly it's doing a background split on that scan line. I'm not sure why it was messed up. Just another bug, gotta fix. So one interesting thing is I figured out you can, I think that is windowed at the top there normally. But what I was gonna say is one interesting thing I figured out is you can scroll the text up and down. Go ahead and push start. So I can actually play this, which is cool. Now there's some barriers on here that I can't see. Whoops. Uh-oh. There we go. So I am gonna die eventually, but whoops. Oh shoot. Try to stay, and that sound you hear is a jump, so that I don't fall. No. There we go. So I don't fall in the hole. And I also, when I was playing this originally, when I was testing with this, I thought that the track or whatever, the dirt path that's outside that you see mirrored there on the left and right, I thought that was a bug in my mode 7 logic, but it's actually not. That's what it looks like in the real game, which I thought was odd. I think they could have easily fixed that with the mode 7 select register, and telling the SNES to be transparent outside of the tile map. I think that I could probably try and manually set that up. But let's see here. Go ahead and pause that. Alright, what's the next one? Well, I guess not pause. That's the emulation suspend. Let's see. What else did I have on the list here to try? I had a list of games. Here we go. Oh, of course, yeah. Got to fire up the SNES test ROM. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah. I'm actually gonna skip this. I'm gonna cut these other background modes out. Okay, it's coming up here. Yay! Finally! I always had a black screen there before. Right. And then I also wanted to do Battletoads, Double Dragon. So the next two screens are mode 7. That's mode 7, mode 7. That's mode 7. So all the subtitles in between these little character bios are all mode 7. But I think you get the idea. So let's try Dragon's Lair. That's mode 7. So all these screens were just all blank before, which is super cool. The only thing that'll be more cool is sprites. Go ahead and start a game. This is mode 7. Yep. I think that was it basically. Yeah, so I'm gonna die pretty soon. Let's see. What else? Oh yes, of course. Let's see. Not bad. Have to do this one. Yay! So still don't have the Chrono part of the Chrono Trigger title, it appears. I'm not sure if that's like background math, or like addition, subtraction, or something like that. But it's still not there, but the clock pendulum is there, which is super cool. And I also wanted to do, I got a few more here. Let's see. Let's see, do this one. Okay. Super Metroid is a great test ROM because it has the entire intro sequence is a giant mode 7 background, which I never knew that before. I mean, it makes sense now thinking about it, but so the title didn't show up because that's all sprites. Figured that out. Tons of things are sprites that I never would have considered being sprites, which I think is, I think that's really interesting. Then do this one too. I don't know what that flicker. I don't know for certain what that flickering is, but I think I'm pretty sure I know what it is now. So I'm looking forward to fixing that. I don't know if I'll get around to fixing it before I do sprites, because I want to do sprites so bad, but um, at least I think I know what it is, so I'm not really worried about it either way. I'll figure it out. So this has some intro. Part of the intro sequence is mode 7 on this. Which I'll point out too. Right here. These guys jumping in front of the screen. So that's working now. Tons of stuff working now. And I think there's some other games I wanted to do, but I think I'll end with this one. Now this one, so Wolfenstein. The cool thing about Wolfenstein is it doesn't use sprites, so I could actually play the game. The only bummer about it, which I think I know the reason for this too, is it plays really slow. And I think I know why that is now. I'm not going to say because it may not be why, but you can hear the music is playing very slowly. And the game actually executes very slowly, which doesn't make any sense for hardware normally, because it's not a resource issue like in a software emulator. But I think pretty sure I know why it is. So it's still playable. It's not so slow that it's not playable. Now, I guess it does use sprites for the gun. But it's cool to be able to play this even though it's running slowly. Secret area. Anyway, I think that's it. So, yeah. Mode 7 is working. So that's good. I hope you enjoyed that. So, alright, talk to you later. Bye.